What inspired you to pursue the Innovative Faculty Micro-Certificate?
I'm always open to new things that come along. I try to be always coming from a place of yes, being positive. And when I look at something like an opportunity like this, I think about how it can help me do a better job for my students and for my program. And it's the kind of thing that really makes you dig a little bit deeper, which is very interesting and kind of intriguing.
I saw it as an opportunity to just sort of step back and examine my role as an educator and how the impacts and decisions I make in day-to-day are really reflected in the classroom. And the framework itself I saw as an opportunity to connect high-level learning outcomes and essential employability skills to actual practical real-life applications in the classrooms to enhance my teaching practice and the learning opportunity for students.
How has the competency framework helped you grow in your teaching practice?
I think it's helped me grow. It's given me confidence in what I do, that I have this reassurance that kind of a bunch of things in my teaching practice that I was already doing are valid and, fit in with, just good teaching practice. And it's given me some confidence to try some new things and really kind of stretch a bit. That's been like take some risks has worked out great in some cases and not so great sometimes, but it certainly makes me more comfortable in stretching.
It's one of those things where when we're looking back at what we've done, you kind of forget a lot of things. It's like looking back at old photographs, like, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. So by doing this, it made me reconsider things that maybe I had stopped doing, but looking at them through new technology, new supports that are available to us. So I can go back and recreate some things that maybe I had put by the wayside, but I think nothing is ever done. We can always look at it and reinvent and recreate. It keeps us excited about what we're doing. It makes the classroom more interesting for everybody. So I think it's the kind of thing that you will just always keep building on. It's never done.
Can you share a specific example of how you aligned with one of the competencies in your educator practice?
One of the ones, digital navigator and even researcher, if we had to, I'll stick to one, but the digital navigator in the pandemic, we all were, forced into an online environment, which was brand new for me. And through that experience of tailoring lessons in my class and using YouTube videos, I've still continued to do that for the same computer CAD class today. So I still use these short videos that students engage with independently, and then I'm there just to steer them through any problems they have. And it speaks to a UDL framework. It's amazing how it all incorporates into this digital navigation.
Absolutely, thanks for asking that. One of the examples I'd love to share is my work that I have done creating open educational resources. I've worked on 2 separate projects, both with a group of faculty from Georgian and other institutions in the province. And through this, we had to use our digital navigator to learn a new software, Pressbooks. We had to use our researcher skills to figure out what we were going to put in these books. They're both chemistry-based. We used our collaboration skills. We used our reflector skills. And I'm sure I'm forgetting other skills in there as well, but definitely this great opportunity to take what the knowledge that we have and pull together and work as a group of faculty to create a product that's great for students and is being used at many institutions across the province.
I've redesigned my research assignments in my classes to focus more on transferable skills. So instead of writing traditional papers, students are now more actively engaged with real-world research problems. They analyze data and then they deliver that information in a more workplace-friendly method instead of just your standard essay writing. This really helps students see a lot more value in academic skills and how they translate into workplace skills, and really lines up nicely with our research and change-making competencies.
How do you see yourself continuing to engage with growth in your teaching competence? What's next for you?
You know what? I don't think we're ever finished. I certainly hope we're all a work in progress. And when I look at this project in particular, to me, it's really almost like an organic document. It's always something that I can go back to. I don't think it's like, okay, check, that's finished. I think it's the kind of thing we're always going to go back and look at and think, you know what, I could add to this. I could add to this because it does generate a real excitement when you're working on it. It really makes you kind of look back at what you've done and get excited all over again about things. So I don't think you'll ever stop once you start this process.
What's next for me? I think taking on new challenges. You know, being back into the classroom, teaching something I haven't taught before, and really taking that, you know, getting out of that cycle of always teaching the same thing. So trying new courses. Also thinking about staying current. You know, artificial intelligence is here to stay. How do I stay current so that I can help my students and help my students be successful in their career? So what I would say is I'm going to stay current. I'm going to keep growing. There's never an end to our teaching and learning growth. And that's what's next for me.
What advice would you share with peers regarding your role as faculty and your engagement with the faculty competency framework?
My advice for other faculty would be just try it. Get out there, engage with the framework. And I think through that process, you'll see how much of this you're already doing in your day-to-day practice. And maybe it'll shine some new light on, you know, things that you didn't consider, like how important they were to what you do.
I think one of the things that I'd like to share with peers is that we're on a journey. Teaching and learning, we can't master being great teachers. We're always growing in that process. And, you know, we have all come from industry and have our industry knowledge, but it's important we also grow our teaching and learning knowledge. And through the faculty competency framework, it's not about hitting workshops and getting those check marks. It's really about looking in and reflecting on terms of what we do and how we are growing. So it's not creating new things. It's not taking new workshops. It's really looking back, being introspective and saying, this is what I'm doing and this is where I want to go with it.
I'd encourage faculty to try to think of the framework as a compass. It's not going to give you more to do. It's going to help you decide what's worth doing. If we want our students to develop critical, collaborative, and adaptive mindsets, we need to model those same behaviors in our classroom and our teaching. So the framework is really going to help keep our practices more intentional and relevant. And it's a tool for building better courses, better habits for both educators and learners.